You have defended someone who never once defended you. You have made excuses for them in rooms they weren't even in. You have explained away their silence, softened their cruelty into a misunderstanding, told other people, "You just don't know them like I do," while quietly absorbing damage they never once stepped in to stop. And here's the part that should unsettle you. You didn't do this because you're weak. You did it because your brain was solving a problem, and the solution it landed on was you, protecting them. This isn't a character flaw. It's a specific, well-documented psychological mechanism. Let's start with the concept that sits underneath almost all of this. In 1957, psychologist Leon Festinger published A Theory of Cognitive Dissonance. When a person holds two beliefs that contradict each other, it creates a state of genuine psychological discomfort, not metaphorical discomfort, measurable stress. If you believe, "I am a loyal, discerning person who chooses good relationships," and simultaneously experience, "This person keeps hurting me and doesn't protect me," those two things cannot both be true without generating dissonance. Something has to give. The brain will almost always choose the path of least resistance. It is far easier to reinterpret the person's behavior than to fundamentally revise your own self-concept. In 1959, Festinger and Merrill Carlsmith ran a famous experiment. Participants were asked to lie about an enjoyable task. Some were paid $20 for the lie, others only $1. The $1 group actually changed their internal belief. Because they couldn't justify the lie externally, their brains resolved it internally. Apply that same mechanism to a relationship where someone doesn't protect you. The less that relationship logically makes sense, the more pressure exists to justify staying loyal. People who receive less loyalty back sometimes become more entrenched defenders. But cognitive dissonance is only half of the mechanism. The other half is the sunk cost fallacy. In 1985, Hal Arkes and Catherine Blumer published a landmark study. People continue investing in a losing proposition because they've already invested. "I've already put so much in, I can't walk away now." Feels like wisdom. It is actually one of the most consistent decision-making errors documented. Relationships operate on exactly this same flawed logic, except the currency isn't money. It's years. It's emotional labor. The longer you've defended someone, the more expensive it becomes to stop. Stopping requires acknowledging that investment was spent protecting someone who wasn't protecting you back. That acknowledgement costs you a story about your own judgment. Most people will defend the relationship rather than pay that second, more painful cost. There's a third layer to this: loyalty bias. Humans evolved in small, interdependent groups where social bonds meant survival. Betraying or abandoning a group member carried real, sometimes fatal, consequences. That machinery didn't disappear. It just got redirected toward individual relationships. In 2011, a study by Nathaniel Lambert examined commitment and defense of a partner. Higher commitment predicted stronger, not weaker, motivated defense. The more committed someone felt, the more effort they spent reframing negative behavior. Commitment didn't protect people from this bias, it fueled it. The people most likely to defend someone who mistreats them are not the ones with the least self-respect. They are frequently the people with the deepest investment. Defending someone who doesn't defend you isn't just about them. It's about protecting a version of yourself, the version who is loyal, who sees the good in people, who doesn't give up easily. Abandoning your defense of them means abandoning that version of yourself too. In 2003, Naomi Eisenberger's study at UCLA showed social rejection activates the same brain region as physical pain. The threat of losing a relationship registers using the same circuitry as physical threat. Your nervous system may treat losing the relationship as more dangerous than the ongoing harm. Chronic patterns of harm don't register with the same intensity as acute threats. The brain adapts to what is constant. It reacts sharply to what changes. So when you defend someone who doesn't defend you, several things happen at once. You are resolving dissonance, protecting an investment, running ancient loyalty circuitry, avoiding a threat response. None of this means the pattern is unbreakable. Understanding a mechanism is not the same as being controlled by it forever. But it does mean the pattern is not a personal failing. It is what happens when several deeply human psychological systems all point in the same direction at once, all telling you with total sincerity that defending them is the safer choice. It rarely is. Your brain built its safety calculations for a world that no longer fully exists. The defending isn't proof that you're loyal to the wrong person. It's proof that your brain is doing exactly what brains have always done. Protecting the story, even when the story is the thing hurting you.